Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Thorpe with UIndyAthletics.com, and I'm hanging out here poolside with Gary Kinkead, swimming and diving head coach here at UIndy. And coach, I guess the early headline for the season would have to be the move to the GLVC. The Great Lakes Valley Conference added swimming this year, and we were a longtime member of the GLIAC, but now making the move to the GLVC. What are your overall thoughts on that move?
Well, I think we're jumping from the frying pan into the fire because the GLIAC, very, very strong conference. It was probably the strongest Division II conference in the country. And with us and Grand Valley and Wayne State and Ashland, it was a very strong conference at the national level. In fact, one year we were 12th at nationals and we were 4th from the conference. So moving from that, you think, okay, it's going to be a little easier going to the GLVC, but in the GLVC is Drury, and Drury's men and women have been either first or second in the nationals for the last 20 plus years in a row. So that's tough. Missouri S&T has a men's program. They're usually in the top 5. Truman State's women won nationals 6 years in a row at one point. So I think taking both us and Lewis out of the GLIAC, moving us into the GLVC, I think is really making the GLVC maybe a little bit stronger conference potentially than what the GLIAC was.
Okay, you have a number of solid performers coming back this year, but also lost a handful, especially most notably, I suppose, Maura Donahue, 19-time All-American. How's the team shaping up here early in the season, and what are your expectations going forward?
Well, I think the men's team is looking really, really solid. We lost 4 guys last year, but we brought in a couple of really good freshmen, and I think the women are shaping up pretty well. We do have some of the returning people that were at nationals last year and the last couple of years that are returning. So I think they're going to help us keep that stability around. But as far as strength goes, we'll see. It'll be real interesting to see how we compete with the new conference, see how we compete in the conference championship, and then making that transition to the national championship simply because the time standards have gotten so incredibly much faster. So depends on how many we get qualified for nationals.
All right, you start the season this weekend at Asbury, and GLVC member Bellarmine will also be there. What would make this a successful meet in your eyes?
Obviously a win. We swam Asbury, and Bellarmine came up here last year. Asbury, I believe, is an NAIA program, so we won't compete with them either the national championships nor the conference championship. Bellarmine is in the conference. They were really a startup program last year, so they weren't very strong. So it really depends on what these two schools have recruited in, because this is their first competition as well as our first competition.
All right, well, Coach, this is your 20th season as a head coach here at UIndy, one of the longest tenured coaches here. What are your biggest motivators as a veteran coach at this point?
Well, I think just the motivation of what all the other athletic teams at the University of Indianapolis are doing. And I know a lot of people say, well, we're following your lead, but right now some of those programs have gone around us and we're starting to follow in their lead.
Okay, great. I appreciate the time, Coach. Best of luck this season, and thanks for watching, everybody.
That's right.